How y'all doing? This is Project Inside Hope. We do this every week at 5 o'clock on Sunday. It is the 19th again.
Of what month?
June. It's Father's Day, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this meeting on, you know, how today staying clean, how it affects our families, and how we can, you know, begin to show up in their lives and be able to be a part of our family again. You know, a lot of us as addicts have burned our bridges and have caused our families to, you know, break ties with us. You know, and as we get clean, at least for me, I've been able to reestablish a friendship with my dad, my brother, my sister, and everything. It's like only because I've been clean. So, you know, it's just. It's a good feeling to be able to have some support back, you know, from the ones that really care about you, have been putting up with this stuff for so many years. So we're just going to go around and introduce everybody. Just say your clean date and where you were locked up at. I'm Kurt. My clean date is February 22nd. I've been locked up at Pamunkey, Richmond, and Rappahannock.
I'm John. My clean date January 6th. I've been locked up. Rico, New Kent, Pamunkey, Saluda, Richmond, probably a few others, just can't think of them. Okay.
I'm Mason, clean day June 13th, and I've been at Henrico and Harrisonburg.
Hey, my name is Calvin. My clean date is 2 Wednesdays ago. I don't know the date. I've been locked up. Henrico, Lunenburg County, and Greensville Correctional Facility.
I'm Whitney. My clean date is June 1st, and I've been locked up in Richmond.
My name's Jay. My clean date is September 19th, 2015. Been locked up just about everywhere.
I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to. I'm Kelly, I'm an addict.
Hey, Kelly.
My clean date is March 11th, 2016, and I have been locked up in the lovely Riverside Regional Jail.
Alright, so what we're going to do is we're just going to go around and, you know, touch base with everybody, see what they're doing for Father's Day, and, you know, how being clean is affecting their relationship with their family. So we'll start on my left here with John.
John.
What's up, John?
Hey, John.
What's up, John?
My relationship has really grown with my family. Good, have a good Father's Day. Good to have money on Father's Day. Can't really complain at all. My father and I have grown a lot closer. I feel more so when I was a kid. We're even closer than that now. Relationship with my mother, same way, and I still got to work on a few members of the family, like my sisters. We don't have a good relationship, but as far as fathers, it's just nice to give back. You know, they lost canopy, one of the pop-up canopies in the tornado we had the other day, and I replaced that. That felt good. Bought him and had dinner with him. That's about it for me. That's it for me.
I'm Mason.
I was gonna say, in case y'all didn't know, we got a big hurricane type tornado, whatever it was, and it's been hectic out here. Like, you know, one of the apartment houses got a tree through the middle of it and everything. But I just wanted to let y'all know that. All right.
I'm Mason, and hey Mason. I've had a good relationship with my family my whole life, but probably about 6 or 7 years ago, I didn't really have a relationship at all with my dad. And since being in recovery, that's really started to change. I mean, I've been in and out of it a few times, but even when I'm even trying to put in the effort, even if I fuck up, then they like, I don't know, and my relationship has gotten better ever since I've started trying. So that's been helpful. I got to see him and my mom and sister today, and I don't know, it's just been a good day.
Mason,
Thanks,
you said you just went back. right? A couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think that affected your parents after being, in recovery and doing the right thing and then going out and getting locked back up? Have you talked to your parents about it?
Yeah, a little bit. They, my mom was real sad and upset. And my dad, he didn't really want to talk about it, but I could tell he was mad about it. But, it just cost them, like, money and shit, like, over the years of just all my shit. And then this most recent time just threw all the money pretty much away that they spent for me to go to rehab and stuff like that. So,
but they're happy that you're out, I'm sure.
Yeah, they're happy I'm out and happy I went back into a recovery organization.
That's good, man. Keep it up.
Hey, my name's Calvin and I'm an addict.
Calvin.
Let's see here. Well, when I'm clean, when I'm doing the right thing, I'm in, I actually do have a relationship with, my family. It's just crazy. Every time, my addiction takes me to really bad places. And, I haven't really been there for my family for a while, a lot longer. I did 4.5 years in prison, but before all that, I still wasn't there. I was always high. I didn't want to go around my family. I'm sure they didn't want to see me. Let's see here. Today, I try to be, in my family as much as possible because I'm doing the right thing. I hung out with my mom today and we had a lot of fun. And I couldn't do that if I was still getting high. I actually talked to her, when when I relapsed, I gave her a call as I was on the way to get some heroin. Excuse me, putting that out there. But I called her, I told her everything was fine. I said I was working late. And I told her I loved her, man. And I started crying. And then I hung up the phone because basically I, saw myself. I knew I wasn't doing the right thing. And, I really thought I was going to get arrested again. I'm just tired of putting my family and myself through all that. Tired of robbing them from the person who I am and, robbing myself from their love. That's all I got.
I'm Whitney. I've only been clean about 3 weeks now, but being here, I have actually got my family back. I would go months and months without talking to my siblings, and now they are my best friends again. I talk to them at least once or twice a day. Getting reassurance of how proud they are of me every day is helping me a whole lot. And I thought I'd never seen my mom cry so much before from her being hurt, but now every time I see her, she cries. I'm so happy, and I don't know if I didn't realize it as much, but now it's a real reality check to see her cry, to be happy, and it's a really good thing. It's actually helped my dad in his path to recovery because he's an addict as well, and him seeing me do the right thing has made him a lot more sober. He's not there yet, but he's working on himself, and it's helping build my family's relationship back all together. And that's pretty much all I have to share.
My name's Shay. Tomorrow will be my 9 months clean, right?
That's right.
And things was wild for a minute there. Out the last 10 years, I've done 7 incarcerated, all over the Tri-Cities area, right? And I've always had a strong relationship with my mother, right? Like I could always tell her everything, but I wasn't willing to. Like today, I can actually be honest. I'm still on that whole 15-minute phone call thing. Like once it gets to 15 minutes, we don't have nothing else to talk about. But I do call it on a regular basis, and we still conversate. We still talk about life and what's going on. My brother still uses, so I don't really Like we don't really have the same relationship that we had while we was using together, because I'm on the other side of the fence. But I mean, life's good. You know what I'm saying? Like, started my own family, and like that was some breaking news. Like I never thought I'd see the day, right? But I went to the hospital the other day, and we got the ultrasound, and that was actually something that I've never done before. Like I've never been there for any type of thing like that. Like I've never taken the responsibility to be a part of something greater than just me. Like I've always been selfish and self-centered. Like my decision making has been all for me and for no one else. So I mean, I was babysitting last night. Me babysitting, like that's, and I got her to go to sleep. Like that's a goal all in itself. Like to be able to get a 9-month-old child to go to sleep without her mama there, that was something big for me. Like, yeah, it was tough, and I was stressing. Like I didn't know what to do. I did everything under the sun, right? But yeah, man, it just feels good to actually do something for somebody else and not expect something back. Like doing the next right thing, going to work, paying the bills, not tricking up the rent money, not trying to flip it one more time. Like that's always been my whole purpose, is to get one more, no matter what it was. Today I'm just thankful for what I have today and what I don't have. What I could have is a life sentence. Thanks for allowing me to share.
I'm Kelly. I'm Kelly. I'm an addict. Stop. Alright, so the way that I have affected my family and my addiction is not only not being there emotionally or physically. I have 2 kids that were not being taken care of emotionally. The physical needs were being taken care of. They had a roof over their heads, they had food in their bellies, clothes on their backs, you know, like all of the material things were there. But mom was not there emotionally at all whatsoever. I was either passive or like super angry. And now the fact that I'm clean, you know, a lot of people's stories are like real different, you know what I'm saying? Like people get, once they get into recovery, they get all those, you know, things back, like their family and the trust and cars and material things back. Like I have lost more than I have gained since being in recovery. When I went to jail, I still had my car, I still had my house, I still had custody of my children. But when I got out of jail and came to this recovery organization, within the first couple of days, I lost everything. Now, things are starting to look up for me now because I've been doing the right thing. I get to see my children now, and I get to actually enjoy and be in the moment at the moment. I'm not worried about, you know, what I did before or what's about to happen in the future. Like I can stay in the moment and enjoy what's going on right now with them. I'm not overly distracted about when I'm gonna get high again. I can actually like focus and, you know, laugh with them and just be there for them, like with everything, you know what I'm saying? As far as my parents go, you know, I never stole from them. I never really had to steal from them. But what I stole from them is me and my old identity. Like I always had to listen to my father say that it was like I had been bitten by a zombie, and that I was being controlled by these drugs, and I was just a zombie, you know what I'm saying? And that's like the complete truth. Like there's nothing more to that than the truth. Like, and now I have like 90 plus days clean now. Like, you know, it's not that long, but it's the longest that I've had in quite a while. And you know, they're finally getting their daughter back. You know, like, you know, I've been ripping and running for 10 years. Like, and it's finally caught up with me now. And the fact that I made it through alive, that my children are still, you know, somewhat intact. You know, they have a good support system. That's not, because I can't be there for them right now like I want to be. You know, I'm lucky, and I'm working on those relationships back with my parents now. And I'm not expecting things to happen overnight either. Like, I understand what I've done over these past few years. You know, the wreckage of your past catches up with you, and it has. And so I need to give them time to heal and to grieve, so, you know, they can become normal people too. You know what I'm saying? Well, whatever the norm is. Thanks for letting me share.
Thanks for sharing.
My name is Samantha, and I'm at it.
This is Matthew.
Just gonna fall out of the seat of my pants. So I got a lot of emotions going on right now. So I got a lot of emotions I gotta get off with you guys and y'all, whatever. First and foremost, I want to say, just because you think about using doesn't mean you have to. And thank God that I know that today. I ain't gonna lie to you, like, I got emotions that happen that sometimes I just don't want to fucking feel, and the quick fix is using, but I know that the ends are always the same. Jails, institutions, and death. Straight like that. Every time. And I'm just not willing to go there. Not today anyways. And I'm grateful that I have my dad in my life. And I want to say that I wouldn't have my dad in my life without Narcotics Anonymous. Teaching me a new way to live. Like, not just taking the drugs out of my life, but teaching me a new way to live, how to respect my family, how to respect my dad, how to talk as a normal human being to be a productive member of society. And one thing's certain, two things for sure, being a productive member of society is not fucking easy. It is really not. I work a lot, and I just got off the phone with my dad and got really emotional because I've been out for almost a year after doing it in 7.5 months, and I'm not really home that much because I have to answer the consequences of my past and trying to be a productive member of society and try to be a member of Narcotics Anonymous and be a sponsee and be a sponsor, and it's just like, it's really overwhelming. But the thing is I get to do all that today. Like, I get to be a part of my dad's life. He wants me to be there for dinner. Not telling me not to show up because I'm so high, but please, I want you to be there because you've done all this and we love you and we want you to be there. We all know what we've done to our families, and the day that I got a letter from my dad when I was in jail saying that I could finally come home, I knew that things had to change. Like, I knew that I had to be a better person, but also because this isn't my first go round in recovery, I knew that I had to actually give it a shot. Do some step work, find a sponsor, go to meetings, and actually try to be a productive member of society, get a job, do the next right thing. And we get all the material things back. We really do. Like, I'm driving now. Good God, who would have thought? Like, I haven't driven in 2.5 years. But honestly, like, when I got all those things back, I was still searching for like, I thought that, you know, my grand sponsor always tells me there's never a moment in life where you just arrive, so don't just like have expectations. And I was like, all right, don't have expectations, don't have expectations. And then I end up getting my car, getting my license, getting a job, and I'm like, all right, now what? And I take a look and I'm sitting on my step work, not really calling my sponsor that much. That's where the change comes from. Like, that's where I'm able to talk to my friends and my family the way that I should, like the way that they deserve, because of all the things that we've done in our past to them. Like, you know, I was so in fear of not going to jail, but I was so in fear of letting the drugs go that I had to bring drugs into the jail because I didn't want to let it go. And got charges and did way more time than I was supposed to. And I just thank God for that, though. Like, I'm thank God that He brought me to my knees. Like, and I thank God every day that, like, just because I may think about using doesn't mean that I have to today, that I have a solution and I have a way to live a better life. It's like, in that instant, in that moment when I feel like drugs is the answer, like, just because I don't want to feel, if I just pause and let it go, things get better. Thank you, McShin.
Yes, sir.
You want to share?
Yeah. I'm Cammy and I'm an addict. So I'm gonna go a different way a little bit. Speaking of family, my father died 2010. He was an alcoholic. You can say a functioning one. But so seeing he died very slowly, so I thought that that was the only way of life. So I kind of accepted that. And the day of that, his funeral, it was done. That was 2010, and I masked the pain ever since then. I watched him deteriorate, and then I deteriorated, basically, almost, and not just physically, emotionally, and my family. Everything did fall apart. But now that I am finding a new way of life, it's just amazing. All the feelings, all the emotions, all the memories, everything's coming back. And because I did have a good childhood, I know that there is a good way of life. So now I'm putting those principles in place and using them, and I know there is a way. Thank God, thankfully. But I'm just trying to remember the emotions, remember how to, deal with it. I know that growing up, basically, still was using even before 2010. So I never got to learn. I never got to be a teenager and learn how to cope with anything. But now, that is the way. I'm learning how to cope. Like I said, I'm ready for my awakening. But I'm on a little journey right now. My family, it's early right now. They came to visit me last week, and I'm 2 weeks in, and this is the longest I've ever been clean. I've never been clean more than 30 minutes. But it's amazing because I'm not even there, but everything is working into place because I put effort into myself. But they're still not accepting anything. They're still looking at me as the addict, and I'm looking at them as to hurt them. So I'm gonna say today that I forgive myself for everything, because I haven't forgiven myself. But now, today, I have to forgive myself, and start forgiving others in order for me to even move on. Like I said, every emotion and everything is just so new to me because I've been masking it for 10 years, from one substance to another. And like I said, I thought that was the only way of life, but now I know that there isn't, and I'm already gaining so much. And the more I give, the more I receive. So even though it's a struggle every day, but now, the drug is by far the last thing I think about, but it's still tough. So but like I said, I'm just persevering through it. Like I said this morning, and every time I feel like giving up, I just tough it out, and then something amazing happens from it. But yeah, that's all I have to share.
So it's a good day, man. It's been a really good day. I'm hungry too. You know, it's crazy because I did the last time I ran this meeting was Mother's Day. You know, and it was the first Mother's Day without my mom, you know, since she passed away. And it was crazy that when I was asked to do this, I was like, wait a minute, didn't I just do that on Mother's Day? Like, now I got Father's Day too. But I was talking to my dad because I forgot my dad's on a cruise. But so I was like, all right, well, I called him and I was talking to him. And he, you know, I was telling him everything that's been going on. I usually call him like once a week and explain what's going on in my life, how I'm doing and stuff. And you know, we were talking and he was just like, man, I'm proud of you, man. And I was like, man, I'm kind of upset that you're going on this cruise because, you know, I'd like to spend time Father's Day with you. He was like, well, you know, I mean, maybe next year you can come, you know. I'm like, that'd be good. But I told him, I was like, look, I was like, when you get back, like, I'm trying to take you out to dinner. And my dad was like, what? You trying to take me out to dinner? What, you trying to date me? It was crazy, man. But my dad's a trip. But it's like to be able to actually like give back. Like my parents had done everything for me, man, and I shat all over them pretty much. You know what I mean? Shat all over them. And it's like to be able to finally be at the point in my life where I can give back to them. I don't even know. I can't even like put a feeling on it, like for real. Like it's only by staying clean. Like I've tried this for so long, and I've tried to quit each and every way that I thought possible, and it never worked before, you know, until finally when I finally decided to work on myself and put in an effort is when shit started to actually like take light, you know, to kind of change and like little glimpses of change, and that's what kept me going. And so I pushed further and further, and now it's at the point where it's like, you know, I do whatever I have to do to do the next right thing. But let's get Eric to share something.
What's up, everybody? I'm Eric.
Eric.
My clean date's December 17th, 2014.
Damn.
Got 18 months as of Friday.
Yeah.
So that was good. I got my daughter on Friday. Found out my dad's in jail on Friday. So you know, he's an addict. He's still in active addiction. You know, he's 60 some years old and he ain't never gonna change, man. I hope he would, but yeah, I hope he would. His mindset on trying to do something different, but he ain't ready for it yet, and you know, he accepts it. So, you know, I support him every time. He always relapses, you know, and he just never tries to get it right. But I use that as an example of what I want to do with my little girl, man, because, you know, I'm there for my little girl. I know that I don't want to, you know, I wasn't there for 3 years. You know, I was in Pamunkey, and you know, it was a powerless feeling not being out here helping my daughter. And you know, I learned big time that I would never do that, and I promised my little girl I would never do that to her again. And if all it means is not picking up a drug or drinking alcohol, then I'm all in. I ain't doing it. And we had an awesome time this weekend, man. We went, power was out, so we had candlelight dinner. You know, we had to order Chinese food, but you know, the candles made, you know, it's kind of cool. We took pictures. I don't know, it was cool. Just spending some quality time with my little girl, no TV, you know, had a little music going through the boom box. You know, it's just quality time. Then on Saturday, I took her to Cobblestones, the water park. She had a blast. Took my little nephew with us, and you know, just spent time with her. And you know, went to a party last night. Probably shouldn't have went because there was nothing but people drinking. But everybody was commending me for not drinking, not giving in. Said I was strong-willed. I was like, you don't even understand the will is not mine. gods.
That's right.
They don't understand it, but I ain't trying to explain it to them. I'm just don't pick up. I had my nephew there. He's 16, you know, so me and him just threw the football and kind of stayed to the side the whole time. You know, I found somebody else, you know, that wasn't drinking, and I really didn't care if they were 3 years old, 16 years old, or 30 years old. I was going to hang out with them, and that's how I got through. I mean, at real, that's the decisions I make today. You know, I stay away from it as much as possible. I was invited, a bunch of old friends, and I decided to go to see what it was like. And you know, like I said, I did the best I could, and I came out strong. You know, another day down. And today I went to see my grandfather's 89th birthday, man, and he's still kicking. When I left him, he was stuck on the toilet, so I don't I'm not lying. But you know, we had a cookout, threw some cornhole, and I mean, we just had a good time. But you know, I enjoy every single moment of life today, where before I was numbing myself from life, and it won't fun. I thought it was fun, but there's no joy in it. And you know, my daughter, she hit her face on a thing, and I was there to pick her up and condole her, condole her when she was crying. You know, she comes running to me anytime she gets a prick in her finger or anything, you know, and that feeling is awesome, man, knowing that I'm there and that she knows that I'm there at all times. And you know, I'm just grateful to be out here clean, enjoying life on the outside of them walls, man, because for 3 years I was patient, and it's all paying off because I learned a lot and applied myself while I was in there so that I'd be ready when I got out here, and it's definitely paying off. Thanks for letting me share.
Thanks for sharing.
Man, recovery is great, y'all. Y'all need to get out here and get some of this. I'm for real. Like, all my friends are in recovery. I don't chill with anybody that's outside of recovery. I probably could, but I don't want to put myself in that situation. You know what I mean? They just don't think like us. It's not that I'm judging them or anything like that. It's just I prefer to surround myself around with people who are doing the same thing, progressing the same way that I'm progressing. That's just, it keeps me happy, and you know, good vibes, good times, you know.
Using my words.
Yeah, using her words, you know. If there's anything else anybody else wants to say, we got some time to blow, you know. I mean, anything. You know, anybody.
I'm just grateful that I get to go. I'm grateful that I get to go eat when I want to eat and don't have to wait for no tray to get to me. I'm
That's
serious,
right.
because I'm hungry.
I'm Eric.
Hey, Eric.
One thing I wanted to talk about, you know, I spent a lot of time with my mom. You know, we had that storm and 2 trees hit the house. They didn't go through it, but they hit it. And one of them rolled off, and one of them still sitting up on top of the house. But, you know, today we're going to this cookout for my grandfather's birthday and Father's Day, and she's talking about how stressed out she is. You know, she don't drink or anything. She doesn't do drugs, but she's not living spiritually clean, man. And
That's right.
And I said, what are you stressed out about? I was like, the trees did not go through your house. No damage is done. I cleaned up the trees that were on the ground. I said, the other ones on the power company, they said they were going to take care of it. I said, everything's taken care of. She goes, oh, my car's got messed up. I said, it's a tire. So what? What is so bad in life that you have to stress? And I said, you know what? You're still alive. You got me here. You got your daughter here. You got your granddaughter here. I said, everybody's alive right now and chilling, and you worried about a tire. And I swear she almost cried because she realized how selfish she was being and how she was not thankful for what she had, and she was, you know, always being in the negativity instead of living in the positivity, and looking at the positive side of things instead of, you know, always looking at the negative side. And I get caught up in that too, man. And when I do, man, my addiction just eats me alive. My disease eats me alive when I start living that way, you know. But recovery taught me all that, and that's what it's for, man. It's to teach you how to live. It's not just about using drugs. It's about how to live and how to, you know, change your perspective of life. And when we do that, man, it's a whole new life. It's a whole new world. And I wouldn't change it for nothing. Thanks for letting me share.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, man.
I want to thank you for sharing that, Eric. Because, like, man, this is what recovery is about. Like, I don't want to get emotional, but, like, I get so caught up in, like, the day-to-day things and, like, I almost got a year clean. Who the fuck would have thought? Like you said, I couldn't stay clean for 30 seconds. I couldn't not get the next one. Like before, I would think that I wasn't high, but I was still high. And it would be like, before I'm not high, let me go get another one. You know what I mean? Because I'm so scared to fucking feel. As soon as I'm feeling, it's like, let me get that fucking next one. But you know, like I got this poster in my room that says, I just want to take a minute to thank God. Not to ask God for anything, but to thank Him for everything I've had. And sometimes I forget, like I get so caught up in the day-to-day, like wake up, next thing, go to work, go do this, go do that, go do that. And I forget, like, and we all share, like we get to do something to help other people. We're sitting in this meeting, like helping each other and helping other people. And it's like, the beautiful thing about recovery is like no matter what, I don't fucking have to get high today. Dude, like I'm not trapped and controlled by my fucking disease, which is a disease. My disease is trying to kill me. Like, and it doesn't just start with the first one of drugs, it starts with the negativity and like, and we have people in recovery to bring me back down to earth to be like, listen, you got everything you could ever ask for. What is your problem? And I'm so stuck in myself and being selfish and self-centered because that's the root of all my problems is selfish and self-centeredness. That I can't step outside of that fear, but I forget that I don't have to fear anymore because of the steps that I've worked and step work. I'm about to start my 8th step right now. And like in my 7th step, I had to create God's will for me in all the areas of my life. And sometimes I forget to read my prayer and meditation. No, let me be honest, because honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness. And without that, I have fucking nothing. Let me be honest, I don't fucking do it because I'm lazy and I don't take time to fucking sit down and wake up early to do it. But like recovery, we don't have time not to have recovery. So I call my sponsor and I'm like, well, I didn't have time to do it. She's like, so you didn't have time to stay clean today? Like, so you want to get high? No, I don't want to get high. Okay, well, if you do that, you're going to get high. Like, if you don't take time to do your step work, you don't take time to call me, you don't take time to call these people, you're going to fucking get high. You don't take time to go to a meeting, all these things that embodies recovery. Like, if I don't start making recovery revolve around my life and not my life around recovery, like, you know what I mean? Like, I have to make recovery the center of my fucking life, no matter what. Make time for recovery, make time to cure my disease. If I don't people who have diabetes don't wake up and take their insulin shot, they're gonna die. If I don't wake up and take a shot of recovery, I'm gonna die from my disease. It's going to kill me because that's what it wants to do. And I thank God that you said that, you know what I mean? Like, I really do thank you that you took time to share that, because I'm thankful that I'm sitting here outside these walls, because I wouldn't have that without recovery. I wouldn't have that if I didn't stay clean. Because there was a friend of mine who went out 3 days and now he's back in jail. 3 days of getting high. He loses everything. Thanks for sharing.
I think it's been a good meeting. We're about out of time. Y'all gotta come get some of this. And like I said, man, this stuff is great. We're at Hatcher Memorial Church. This is 2300 Dumbarton Road. If you get out, come up here and get some of this. Like, you will not regret it. It's the best decision you can make in your life. You know, we got all these people up here trying to do the right thing and for the next right reason. You know, everybody up here is willing to lend a hand out to try and help you, push you in the right path. You know, but you gotta want to do it for yourself. Ain't nobody gonna do it for you. You know, chase your recovery like you chase your drugs, and you will be amazed. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, come on out. We got a good way of closing, y'all. Come on. take us out? Eric, Sam, one of y'all? It don't matter.
I'm gonna take a moment to recognize what we do together on the calendar. Who brought us here?
God, grant us serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today. Keep coming back. It works if you work it. You die if you don't. So work it and live. That's right.
Let's live.
Yeah.